Hey fam, what's up? Let's get cozy. Let's chat. I wanted to do a video today about working in a restaurant, like the pros and the cons. And I mean, let's stay positive, right? Let's start out with the pros, right? Okay. Reason number one that I think it's good to work in a restaurant is because you can get really flexible scheduling, usually. All right, like you can work a lunch shift, you can work a dinner shift, you can work a morning shift sometimes. There's days, there's nights. It's a great idea if you already have a job. Like, let's say you have a 9 to 5 and you want to just add to your income, get a second job, then you could pick up a couple dinner shifts or a weekend shift, and it's no problem. I have a lot of people who work for me that are part-time. Reason number two that I think people should work in restaurants. You get food every day. You're never hungry at work unless you're doing it wrong, okay? If you're working for someone who doesn't give you free food or a discount on food, then that's probably not the place you want to be. But whenever I go to work, I'm experimenting and I'm making new recipes and trying new things. And so we're always taste testing, you know what I mean? And sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But, I always like that. You get to try new things at work. Never go hungry. Nobody's going hungry working in a kitchen. So number three, I think it's a good idea to work in a restaurant is because camaraderie. The crew that you work with, you're going to bond so hard with, like it's crazy. Like sometimes you're working with a bartender and cooks and servers. And so you're going to make a lot of friends when you go to work. It's not like you're stuck in an office and you have to be super professional all the time and worry about who's going to stab you in the back. That still happens, but it's a lot more rare, I feel like, in a restaurant. Reason number four that I think you should work in a restaurant, and this is a good one, but depending on the position you pick, you can really add your skill set and or make a lot more money than a regular office 9 to 5 job, okay? And a lot of people don't realize that, but especially with tip splits, tip shares, all kinds of stuff like that. There's so many benefits monetarily to working in a restaurant. There was one restaurant I was working in for a long time, and my customers would give me birthday cards, Christmas cards. Every holiday I would get a card with, money in it, gift cards. It was beautiful. So, you know what I'm saying? You can really make a lot more money and a lot more connections working in a restaurant. Reason number 5 to work in a restaurant is kind of like healthcare because they always need help. Like you can go to any pizza restaurant and get a job like that. You can go to any real restaurant like that and get a job just like that. They always need help. They always need someone who's smart and can pick up and learn real quick. So if you're that person, you know what I mean? You're a shoo-in for the job. You just got to have good hygiene and take care of yourself. You know what I mean? And you got a job. It doesn't even matter. You can have felon status. You can be, like a recovering addict. There's all kinds of reasons. A kitchen is a mixed bag of nuts, okay? Some people are there because they're just got out of prison. Some people are there because they can't work in an office because they're an addict in some way, shape, or form. Sometimes it's just that they can't sit still. Like I can't sit still. That's how I ended up in serving. I love running around all day. I love it. I love being on my feet. Always get my steps in. So that is probably the best reason I think to work in a restaurant. Now we should talk about the cons. Like what are the bad things about working in a restaurant? All right. One bad thing about working in a restaurant, which kind of goes with the one I just told you was a pro, is that restaurants always need help. So a lot of the times you're going to be staying late, working a double, picking up shifts, or just doing 2 people's jobs at once. And that happens a lot. So you got to be ready to pick up and help out your fellow work family, right? So that's always the thing. Just like healthcare, there's always someone calling out. There's always someone can't come in. There's always someone late. It's like that. Okay? I guess that would be number 5. I'll count out of 1. So number 4 reason that it's not a good idea to work in a restaurant is if you are an addict, it might be an okay place for you to be, but certain restaurants, you cannot do your job messed up, right? So you gotta know where your realm is, right? Some jobs, even, they'll give you a shift drink, right? You can go have a drink at the bar at the end of your shift. A lot of them make you turn your shirt inside out, or you bring another shirt or whatever. Or you can just take it to the back. But you've got to be careful, because you don't want to come in and act like you're that guy, you know, that girl. But yeah, at the end of the day, after working in a restaurant, you're going to be glad that Jesus turned water into wine. So you want to feel it out and see which is the best kitchen for you, right? Some kitchens don't play it like that. Straight, 100%. You do that clocked in and you're gone. Well, you want to make sure before you do that in the wrong kitchen, right? Some people like to smoke. Like, you want to be smoking on your time until you figure it out. Is this an okay place for this? And it really isn't supposed to be. Reason number 3 that it's terrible to work in a restaurant. It's hot in there. It's always hot. It's hot. They say if you can't stand the heat, you got to get out the kitchen. But I'm telling you, it's so freaking hot. I usually have sweat pouring down my face. I don't know how I wear makeup. So that's number 3. Before we get to number 2 and number 1, my name's Rose. And if you've never been here before, welcome. I do all kinds of videos and I do all kinds of stuff. So come on back, follow, like, share, subscribe. Reason number 2 that it's terrible to work in a restaurant. There's always some handsy, pervy dude. Always, 100%, always going to happen. So whether you're that dude or you're that chick that doesn't want to deal with that, that's up to you. But just be ready. And if you have daughters going into this field, maybe prepare them. Sexual harassment is not appreciated anywhere in the workplace, any workplace at all. But it is going to happen. So you're going to have to figure that out. Can you deal with it? Can you handle it? Can you get around it? Can you get away from it? And you're just going to have to figure that out on your own. Okay. But it is, unfortunately, something that pops up in that realm all the time. What's the number 1 reason, guys? What's the number 1 reason to not work in a restaurant? Well, burnout happens really quickly. They talk about it here on YouTube, like burnout happens all the time. I think that's why I can handle YouTube so well, because I've been in a restaurant for so long. I've been in several different restaurants. And I'm going to tell you what, burnout is such a thing. Like, you're going to be burnt out all the time because you're tired and it's hot and fast work. So it's like PTSD all the time. So you're going to really have to figure out where your boundaries are so you don't get burnt out. Like, if you don't work Saturday, Sunday, then you don't work Saturday, Sunday. That's a no matter what, no matter how hard they need you. Show up for your shifts that you can do. And that's really what you need to stick to. So don't burn yourself out. Don't try to do too much. It's ridiculous. All in all, though, I feel like it's a very good job for people starting out, people who want to make a little more money than the average person, for people who have other obligations such as children, another job, whatever, aging parents, whatever it is. A restaurant job will give you that flexibility. So, you know what I mean? You'll be helping people have a great experience, enjoy their meal. And for me, that's all I've ever wanted. I always just like to make sure people are enjoying their experience, enjoying their meal. And so, you get that satisfaction out of it. If you're not a people person, you might want to stick in the back of house. If you're a people person, you definitely want to be in front of house. Other than that, I don't really have any advice other than the best idea when you're going into a restaurant, if you're getting a job, is to have open availability to the best of your boundaries and to always show up for your shifts. Then you'll be the best person they ever had. Everyone wants that in a restaurant. So that's my advice to you. And if you think I should do more videos about stuff like this, or maybe even how to get a job or how to write a resume for a restaurant, stuff like that, how to run a food truck, how to all kinds of things you could think about here, guys. So if there's anything like that, just let me know down in the comments, and I'll do my best to make a video about that, because I really want to do some more about restaurants in general, to like widen my niche a little wider. So let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, guys.